Manchester United won, Ipswich won. Now, that wasn't the result we wanted for Amorim's first game as a Manchester United manager, but you know what? We can take a lot away from that first game as him as a manager, the system, the players, how they've adapted, everything, and we're going to be talking about that in today's video. But first of all, I do want to apologise. I did not make a preview for the game. I have been very busy off camera, and in my personal life, I am doing a charity boxing event on the 30th of November for the Ultra White Colour Boxing, and yeah, I've just been very busy off camera. I've been putting a lot of training in the last 8 weeks for this event that's been coming up. So if anyone could donate to my Just Giving page as well for men's mental health for MOTM meetup, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, you're not here to listen to all that. You're here to talk about Manchester United, or listen to me talk about Manchester United. So first of all, I want to talk about the decision making from certain players. Now, I'm not going to pinpoint and target certain players because I feel like this is a collective and a group issue that's been at Manchester United for a long time now. And it's not until Ruben Amorims kind of pointed it out as well in his post-match press conference, talking about players and decision-making and their intelligence on and off the ball and positioning and energy and endurance. There's so much things we can talk about coming away from this game against Ipswich. But first of all, I want to talk about Ipswich and say massive massive well done to them. Obviously, they kept the pressure on, you know, considering they went 1-0 down in the first 80 seconds. It's quite hard to come back, but you know, it was kind of like they got a rocket up their arse and they went full pelt and gave United a game. And that's exactly what it was. It was a very good, classic, like Super Sunday game almost. And I really enjoyed it as a spectator. Obviously, I wish my team won, but at the end of the day, that's not what happened. All we can do is go on and talk about what we learned from that game. And like I said, the decision-making from certain players is questionable. And it's hard to dissect because there's so many players in different positions that make the wrong decisions that can lead to an error or can lead to us losing momentum or losing a pass or just a player not being in the right position. It's so many thin margins and so much fine detail in this system of Ruben Amorims, especially for the first game. And I feel like that there was quite a few players out there today that were trying to over-impress almost. Some players that were just not doing what we know they can do. You know, Garnacho, I'm not going to target him because, like I said, there's a lot of players out there that will today that made a mistake, you could say. But Garnacho for me was the main one where there was 2 occasions where he could have passed to Rashford or made an earlier pass and he didn't. He tried to be the hero, tried to run and beat the defender for pace. And Garnacho's quick, don't get me wrong, he's a very quick player, but he's not rapid. He's not like Ryan Giggs, who can beat any fullback or any defender for pace. You know, Garnacho is still developing, he's still learning, and I'm going to back Garnacho no matter what. But you've still got to target and like talk about criticism that he has, because at the end of the day, Garnacho is developing. I'm always going to back him because he's a young kid. But when you're starting for United week in, week out, and you now are seen as a starting player for Manchester United, you're going to receive more criticism. You know the classic saying, if they're good enough, they're old enough, you know. And Garnacho can't hide about being a youth player anymore because he has been in the starting 11 now for a solid 18 months. And I just feel like that Garnacho might hide behind the fact he's a youth player, but again, he's only 20 years old. And he is a very good player. But it's just the simple decision making, and that's what's becoming really frustrating with him. And when it's a game that's quite important, especially for the morale of the team, of the manager, of the fan base, it's the first game under a new regime of a manager. You want to start off with a win. You want to start off with a dominating display of football, but obviously we didn't get that today. And I want to talk about a certain few positions that we saw today, because I was disappointed to see about Mazraoui playing as a right-sided centre-back. Now, I understand the centre-backs weren't available. Lenny Yoro, Martinez weren't available, neither was Maguire or Lindelof. So putting Mazraoui as the right-sided centre-back and Amad Diallo as the wing-back, it's just not what we're used to. And it's going to take time to get what we're used to. Now, Amad, I thought it was quite good. Had a lot of energy, was running back and forth. But again, he can do that in his first game under Amorim. But can he do that when we've got multiple games throughout the week? And can he do that for like 70, 80 minutes every game? Probably not, because you're going to get very, very tired just running around and being relentless and not being a massive impact. But that run of Ahmad's to create that goal for us was absolutely just brilliant. I just thought that's what a winger's supposed to be. Direct, technical, just confident and brilliant. That's what you want to see from a winger, especially of Manchester United. And Amad Diallo has been a bit of a diamond in the rough for United for so long. He's been at the club for quite a few years. And only really now is he getting his opportunities. And obviously he's had a few loan spells and he's developed as a player and worked on his game. And he's looking like a really, really good player. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more of him. But I just want to see him a bit further more up the pitch, in my opinion. So we'll see how that goes. But I also want to give Andre Onana his flowers, because without him today, we lose. Simple as that. Because them 2 saves he made for Biende were... Not Biende, sorry. Them 2 saves he made against Delap was absolutely top-notch, world-class. Like, that's prime David De Gea-esque type saves. Quick reactions. Not scared. Almost just making yourself look big, using whatever part of your body you need to make that save. Brilliant. Liam Delap, despite him playing for Ipswich, and this is no disrespect to Ipswich, Liam Delap will be at a big club next summer if Ipswich go down. Some club will snatch him up in the Premier League, I believe, because he is a quality striker. Now, I'll even argue and say Liam Delap is better than Xerxes and Højlund. I will stand by that. But just from what I saw today, like, Liam Delap was just a player that just... He reminded me of a Barkley striker almost. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong, he's fast. That's what you want from your number 9. You don't want a inexperienced number 9 who's learning on the job. You know, you want your striker that's ready and now. And Liam Delap's not the finished product. I'm not saying that he's the best striker in the Premier League by any means. But when he was on the ball, I was there like, oh shit, like, here he comes. You know, he might be a goal here. Well, I don't get that with Xerxes or Højlund. And that just might be my opinion as a fan. But let me know in the comments down below on, do Xerxes and Højlund inspire you as fans? Like, we've got good 2 number 9s here who are going to get us like 15, 20 goals a season. Because I surely don't see that. And I get it. They're relatively young. But at the same time, like, Højlund's had experience now. He's played in the Premier League for a year. I get it, it's Xerxes' first season, but the number 9 is supposed to be this, like, the best position on the pitch. That's the position every kid wants to be when they're young. You know, they want to be the striker. They want to be the one that's scoring the goals, because that's the best part about football. When you score a brilliant goal, or just a goal in general, the buzz you get when you're running to the corner or you're playing with your mates and you just know that you've scored a brilliant goal. The enjoyment you get from it is absolutely brilliant. Especially if you're a player like me. Like, when I play with my mates or I play for my team, you know, I'm quite far back. I'm normally a right back, you know, and it's like, so when I get them opportunities to be in front of goal when I've like gone forward or something and I score a goal, I absolutely love it, because I don't get them opportunities much. So at the end of the day, you've just got to enjoy it. And this is obviously going a bit tangent, but Xerxes and Højlund just don't inspire me as a fan. I don't look at them and being like, you know, I can trust you to score every game, or do something every game, or be a threat every single game. And that's the thing. It's like Erling Haaland, prime example, one of the best strikers in the world, but he's not in good form at the moment. But at the same time, you're looking at him now, it's still Erling Haaland. You give him a chance, he will score. He's just not like doing what he normally does at the moment, scoring an hat-trick every 15 seconds. But at the end of the day, United have got a long way to go, especially under Ruben Amoriim. And my issue is that the slate's wiped clean. Yet again, there's quite a few players who have had this happen on to them already. But at the same time, the slate is wiped clean. And what I'm happy about is that Erik ten Hag clearly had his favourites, and that blinded him. You know, he didn't know his best team. He failed as a Manchester United manager. Yes, he won us 2 trophies, but to get us playing good football, for playing us inspiring, attacking, exciting football, it wasn't there. And Amorim has to get the fans on board. All the fans are on board already, but there are a lot of fans in this fan base that are spoilt, that don't believe in a process. They just want to be back to the glory days and expect anyone to walk through the door and change it like that. It's not going to work. So Amorim needs to know what his best team is, and I'm pretty sure, considering not the whole team only trained for 2 sessions, whatever it was, he'll learn and he will learn a lot more this week than what we'll learn like when we see Everton next week, or have we got a Europa League game as well. So when we see United play next, we will see a much better Manchester United side under Ruben Amorims, and I promise you that. And hopefully, which I think we've got the Europa League team, then we've got Everton at home. But then after that, I just want to look at the team and just be like, what is our best team? Under this formation, we'll have to see. And under this system, we'll have to see. Because I think a lot of players are going to find out what they need to do. They're going to find out what they need to change. Decision making is a massive part of that, and mentality as well. And it's hard to say because you can't have a manager like Ruben Amorims trying to inspire these players that you're playing for Manchester United. You should know what it means to play for this badge, because he's a new manager. You know, he needs to learn that himself as well as a Manchester United manager. And this is why it's good to keep people like Ruud van Nistelrooy, like Nicky Butt, like obviously they're gone now. But they're the people that you kind of rely on who know the DNA of Manchester United, because at the end of the day, you know, you need them people who were at this club during the successful period to remind people what it takes to be a winner. And right now, I don't think we've got any people in the staff room like that. But we'll have to see how it goes. But mentality and decision making is the main criticism I can take away from this game. But apart from that, I'm just looking forward to seeing United play football again. International break's gone. We haven't got another one until March. Football is back, and so am I. So, yes. And obviously, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. And if you can, donate to the Just Giving page for my charity boxing event. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.